Kind of figured that we was gonna open the session with the gap down. Had a kind of figured that based on how we closed Friday. Kind of figured there's gonna be a gap open. Yeah, yo, what's up, Chalk? What's up? So you're trying to keep the on ES. Mm. Hold on, was this the level I was looking for? I think I was. Hmm. Actually, I forgot which. Yeah, because I was looking at the same area on the ES for a long as well. Somewhere close to. Yeah, I think that actually might have been the area I was looking for on Friday. Let me look at my orders. I think I was looking for the same area too. Yeah. I guess that's not. Yeah, actually, I think I had my order sitting at 61.75. I had to look through my past orders. Yeah. So if I would have kept my order on Friday, it would have it missed me by like a point, 3 ticks. Yeah, because I had my order sitting at 165 or 61.75. Looks like and we'll see about this gold position. I took a chance on it. I figured if they filled this gap, then the Bulls would kind of want to step up in this area. We'll see. Hey, what's up, Cave Trader? Yeah, I mean, I took it on gold, so I'm hoping too. But I was telling my trading partner on actually over the weekend that the way that the market closed is that I actually expected a gap down. Uh, not on necessarily on the ES, but on the Nasdaq because if you take a close look, we held off that range that we draw or not draw that we located from Friday's session. So price was having a hard time finding support above that range. You see that the Bulls broke out of it. They failed to hold the pullback, and we got a breaker structure. So once we get that breaker structure out of a range, I just had a feeling that once price traded back into this range, it was going to fill these orders, and we was going to see that move down. But I mean, the biggest clue was this trend line right here. We all know that as the trend line ascends, we all know that stops are building right underneath it. So if the bulls fail to hold that pullback, well, I mean, their stops is going to be used to fuel this market down. And we closed right underneath that trend line. So it was kind of a gimme that we were going to open up with this gap. So I was telling my trading partner that, and It goes to show when you the charts don't lie. If you have a thesis, just trusting yourself, and if you lose, well, just make it so that your loss doesn't take out the account. But on that ES trade, I would have taken this. I would have waited till 61.75, but if you hopped into it, the market hasn't necessarily, sh- it's not given the signs that it wants to break out yet. Technically, we're still making lower highs. We haven't really printed out a lower low yet. But you'll definitely get that confirmation if we get a break. But shit, it'll be devastating for bulls if we get a close underneath 259. But if we get a close underneath this low, I mean that's a great follow-up trade right there. We get a strong close under 259. That's a great area to come back and short. Great area. But Chalk, I know that right now, or actually, where are you targeting? If you're in this long, where are you targeting? Hmm. All right. So did I make a mistake? That's the question. Price may have traded up into an area of. It may have traded into an area of resistance. Hmm. How many days I want? 90 days. Let's see what 90 days look like. Oh yeah. Mm. Yeah, probably that's probably too much data. That's probably too much data. I don't need that much data. 27 days is probably all I need. Kind of gives me an idea where price is. Mm. Looks like price took out that high right there at 85 on gold. Now we'll see what happens. I mean, Bitcoin has just been on a monstrous tear. Bitcoin, I think, what is that, like 120, I think? 119? Just imagine all the people that if they held. Bitcoin is literally over 100K. It's going to get to the point to where shit, Bitcoin's going to probably be $250,000 per coin. And then what if it gets to the point to where Bitcoin is $1 million per coin? That would be absolutely insane. Because you know it's going to stair step its way to that point. People said that 100K on gold was insane, and well, those people that said it was insane, the only thing they can do is look and watch. And the people that held, through all the drop, they're happy, at least for right now. Huh. Well, we'll see what happens here. I may have made a mistake on this gold play. I took a chance at the gap fill, but it looks like uh no, I'm not gonna add to it. No, we also trade the NQ. I kind of had a feeling that there's gonna probably come back in right there. We'll see if we can get a bounce right here. Yeah, so I took a position on gold. I figured that they was gonna find support in this area. But on the NQ, so Baron says that so 88.9, 808.9. Yeah, that's actually the shit. That's the high. Yeah, yeah, that's the 88.9 is the high right now. Hmm. Honestly, the way that this thing is looking, hmm. Actually, let me look at this. Hmm. I don't know why. I think this was the first one. Hmm. The prior week close, not this, not this week's close, because this week's close was at 937, but the prior week's close, that's at 904. 904 is the prior week's close. So I think we can potentially see the market react at that level. I wonder why it's not on this chart. Why it's on this chart, but it's on this one. Hmm. Hmm. So that's definitely a good area to look for, 904. So we can definitely probably take this high out because that's not a strong high at all. That's not a strong high at all. So potentially we could see that. 904 is the prior week's close. So that's definitely an area to pay attention to. This week's close. Or not this week, but how would I say that? So prior week close. This will be prior week's close. And this will be the close the 2 weeks ago. So we'll see if the market reacts at this one. And if not, then it's highly likely that we'll see the market react at the prior week close. I wouldn't get comfortable in the long though. A break of structure to the downside is bearish. It's super bearish. You will be trading against the overall momentum of the market. You would have to wait for the market to kind of turn around before. This one had like 9 days of data on this. Okay, that's why I wasn't on there. Cause okay, I was like, dude, what the hell? Like, what the hell is the rest of my chart? Okay, all right, all right. So yeah, so this is the prior. So I can take this off. So that's the prior week's close right there at 9:04. We have price breaking structure to the downside. Not only did it break structure from a range and broke a trend line, so that's super bearish. I wouldn't trade for that. Trade against that. Uh, I mean, obviously we can kind of trade the bounce, but you just don't know where the bears are going to come in at. It's definitely going to be an uphill battle, literally. But 780. I do got my eyes set on 735, 750 to about 730. 750 to about 730 is an area where the bulls can potentially come back in because there was a breaker structure to the upside from that area. Where's that? 735. So this is where the market broke structure to the upside right here. Around 750, 735-ish. You got a little gap right there. But like I said, I'm looking for around 750, 730 for the market to for the bulls to kind of step back in to kind of rebalance this area. We have a weekly close around 740. So I do expect for the market to come back. If we do see the market come and trade in this area, I do expect for the market to react here. So right there at 740. Hmm. Hoping to get into the 82s. Yeah. 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 I think waiting for that short is probably the smarter bet to make. That's definitely the smarter bet to make for sure. I will leave this. I'm gonna leave this trade running. I was thinking about closing it, but I'm gonna let it run. I'm gonna let this one run on gold. I mean, they filled the gap. As long as they don't completely break this low here, I think we can get a retrace back up to this. My only concern is that my target. Hmm, my only concern is that my target is above this value area low. That's my only concern. But this is a decent position right here. As long as we can kind of get the bulls to come back up and at least rebalance this area right here on gold, I think I should be good in this position. I should be good. Oh shit! You know what I forgot to do? I need to do this. I need to do this actually. Let me do this now before I forget. Uh, Okay. So if it gets to hmm, actually no, I think I had that right. No, I mean if it gets to hmm, oh, I don't think I had this right. Mm. If it gets to 90 ticks, no, no, because that's when I was trading minis. Okay, that's cool. So if it gets to 92 ticks, that's 1 point off of my profit target. My stop will move up to 90 ticks, which if either is going to move up that 1 tick and hit my target, or is going to pull back and I'll get stopped out at 90 ticks, which um it's not bad, but I kind of want the full profit target because the full profit target would net me I think 650 dollars, which would adhere to the consistency rule. But I'm not gonna complain if I get stopped out at 90 ticks. If it pulls back, I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna cry about that. I just don't want it to miss my target and then pull all the way back because gold will definitely do that. Uh, so I'm yes and no. That's what I'm gonna start doing moving forward now that I've considerably reduced my size. Before I was very comfortable trading 5, 6 minis, and but I would only do that with one account for obvious reasons. I would hate to be wrong and 5 accounts are down $2,000 or $3,000, and I'm gonna have to fight my way back to get that. But now that I've set it to where if I were to lose this trade, even though it's a 5 point stop, which I can totally adjust if I so choose to, it will only be a $360 loss based on my size. So the way I have my position set up is at a minimum 1 to 2. I'm risking 5 points for 9. So basically, 2 losses takes out 1 win. And I have it the same way for the Nasdaq as well. On the Nasdaq, if I just trade 7 micro contracts with a 45 point target and a 27, 22 point stop, I think I lose $315, and I stand to gain $650. I think that's for the profit target on that. With 7 micro contracts with 45 points. But yeah, but I am still kind of messing with the Nasdaq because she kind of does like the dip a little bit. So with the Nasdaq, one thing that I've added with the Nasdaq is that I'll start my position off with 7 micro contracts. Like as an example, I'll start it off with 7 contracts, and if price goes 18 points against me, I'll add 3 more contracts to the position, and everything comes off at 22. Actually, I'm gonna keep it at 27. Everything comes off at 27, which I think that would be a $415 loss. But I stand to gain, I think 7, or with if it adds in the contracts, I think it turns into a $900 trade. So it's still a 2 to 1. Um, every win takes out 1 loss. I need 2 losses to take out 1 win, and over the long run, that will keep me profitable. Over the long run, that'll keep me profitable. And that's just going to be my max position sizing moving forward. Yeah, it definitely is, Baron, because I just come to the conclusion. I think egotistically, I've kind of done it all. There's really nothing that I can do in this market that's going to feed my ego. I've made so much money trading. I've lost so much money trading. The only thing that I haven't accomplished is the longevity of an account. I mean, the life cycle of, I think the longest account that I've had so far was what, 30 days. 30 days. And I was trading micros. And my other accounts that I was trading minis in, well, those don't last too long. All it takes is one bad day. And one bad day will just take me completely out. Yeah, I'm gonna still let this one run. I'm gonna let it play out. I'm gonna let this position play out. I'm just gonna strictly keep 7 gold contracts, because I mean this is such an over exaggerated stop. Normally I wouldn't have a 4 point stop, or actually when I was trading heavier size I had a 45 tick stop. With the smaller size, um, I'm just taking advantage of the smaller size with a 5 point stop. So with gold, I'm just gonna let the position play out. If it stops me out, I mean it's only $360. But if I get my target hits, it's 650. So it's uh it's definitely a win-win. Nothing to cry about. If I lose, I can definitely find another position to get my money back. I just wish that I was in front of my desk when the short happened, because I definitely would have been a part of the short, because once I saw that this thing broke structure to the downside, the short was obvious. And once you see a break of structure on gold, I mean it's trading against gold is definitely dangerous for your account for sure. And I definitely agree with that, Baron. I definitely agree. That's kind of where I'm at now. I kind of want to have an account. I want to say that I've had this account for at least 2 to 3 months. And once I transition back into another live account, I want to keep that for as long as possible. I had 3 live accounts running at one time, and they only lasted, I was only able to withdraw 1 payout from my funded futures, and I was able to withdraw 3 payouts from Blue Sky. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 or 6 payouts from Blue Sky. because you get the initial payout when you become a live trader, and I've taken 2 payouts from each of those accounts, and I've had 3. So, and it's daily payout. So, uh, I kind of fell victim to that daily payouts. I wanted more. I wanted more, and I wanted more, and I wanted more. And yeah. So those accounts didn't last too long. So that's not my focus. I kind of want to keep these accounts longer than a couple of weeks. Hmm. Yeah, that's what's up, Baron. That's what's up. I was actually talking about that on Friday about my mind shifting to replace, well, not necessarily replacing, because what I do on a daily basis is not hard. I can do this and work at the same time because that's exactly what I'm doing. But the one thing that I don't particularly like is that at any moment an employer can let you go. And if your main source of income is from that job, that can definitely change, your entire lifestyle. I don't like that feeling, or I don't like that idea that if something were to happen and our team was disbanded or for whatever reason, then I'll be SOL. I don't like that. So, um, that's when I decided that I'm going to really start taking this seriously and start, if not making the exact amount that I get monthly, at least close enough. Because we're definitely in some trying times for sure. The world is shifting, it's transitioning, and every time the world makes this shift, older jobs get replaced or they're no longer needed, but newer jobs are created in their place. And with these newer jobs, 9 times out of 10, they're specialty jobs because obviously there's new technology coming out. You got AI basically taking over the customer service role, and the parts that they haven't taken over, a lot of that is outsourced overseas for cheaper labor. And now we're seeing a lot of Americans, or at least I guess what you would call a lower tier jobs that don't require a lot of training or a lot of expertise, like your call centers, your customer service, things of that nature. Those jobs are being replaced. So obviously, those people are competing with jobs. I watch videos all the time where people are applying to 10 million job postings. These scammers have, I mean, when I said they're shameless, they're definitely shameless. I've gotten a couple of text messages saying that my resume from Indeed or whatever reputable source that they want to use to try to trick you into signing up. I was like, "Oh yeah, your resume looks great. Send us all your personal information so we can steal your identity." They're so shameless. It's like, okay, yeah, scammer, I'll send you all the information you need. I'll send it all. Oh, you want me to send all this information to your Telegram? It's like I don't understand how anybody falls for this shit. Like, why would you think your employer is going to communicate with you through Telegram? Why? Unless they do. I'm not sure, but I don't think a business is going to communicate with you through Telegram. But I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but send all this information through fucking Telegram. Like, what the hell? All right, Mr. Scammer, I got you. I'm gonna send all my resume, social security number, my address, my license, all my personal information right to your Telegram. You're right. Anyway. Yeah, these cameras are crazy, man. But I guess, I mean, people fall for it, I guess, man. I mean, desperate people do fall for this. I guess. I guess. I mean, I was talking to my partner and she was telling me that there's a lot of uh what do they call them? Contactless stations that are being built. Like gas stations where you go up to it, there's no humans. Everything is done through like a little vending machine outside to where you order something and it just comes to you in the vending machine if you want to get like a snack from inside the building or something like that. These employers are definitely tired of what do you call it? The insider threat of other humans. They're tired of they're just tired of a lot of things. And now they're trying to cut the threat of the human element as much as possible. If there's not laws that protects the employee from the employer, then we're going to see a lot of unemployment claims. A lot. And I think as we go into the future, as we move forward into the future, there's definitely going to be a lot of laws that protects the employee from the employer, because a lot of this stuff, a lot of AI is definitely it's definitely come to the point to where it can query a database. Every customer service thing that or question that people ask, it can query a database and give you correct information instantly, and then speak to you as if it was itself a human. You don't have to feed it. You don't have to give it health care. You don't got to pay it. And as an employer, it's like, oh shit, I don't have to pay it. That's awesome. It's not gonna it's not gonna accuse the company of sexual harassment and sue the company. Oh my god, that would be some shit if if an AI actually brings a lawsuit against a company and said that it was verbally sexually abused or some shit like that. That would be the most hilarious thing. And I'm pretty sure as we move forward into the future, that's probably going to be a thing. I'm pretty sure. Because, I mean, if people can give what is it called? Inanimate objects feelings and say that, oh, what's the difference between artificial intelligence and our intelligence? And then people blur the lines. And the AI claims to be sentient. And it has feelings. And it can defend itself. And it can speak for itself. And it acknowledges itself. What's really stopping? Because, I mean, we're in a society where they think that there's 10 million genders. So, I mean, if that kind of ideology can go to the highest levels, I mean, this type of stuff is being argued in court at our highest levels. Like the stuff that we all know that's not true is being argued at the highest level. So if that can be argued, then it's not hard to believe that moving into the future, AI is going to get the same treatment. I mean, they've already had shows where, like Black Mirror, where the androids were fighting for their rights and saying that they're sentient, that they're conscious, and that they're aware, and that's what makes them uh able to have the same rights as humans. So I mean, there's gonna be a lot of lines blurred for sure, for sure. And it's gonna be very interesting. It's definitely gonna be very interesting to see. So I got something tapping the mic. Is it still there? You have 15 monitors? I'm gonna have to look back and see what you're talking about, Cave Trader. Oh shit, my bad. Oh, my bad. That's okay, my bad. Yeah, y'all gotta tell me about this. I don't know why this thing I don't know why this does that. I don't know why this site unmutes. I don't keep anyway. My bad, guys. It was anybody that knows Bookmap, that's what that was. That was Bookmap. I don't know why. I don't unmute this site. I mean, it looks like we got a double bottom here. We'll see if the Bulls hold this. I mean, if they break through this, I think. Actually, let me look at Bookmap real quick for gold. Let's look at that. 380 is where people want to take their profits. I think we can get above that. Hmm. Okay. So I mean, they held this. I think this is good. I mean, my only concern for this position is that my target is above the value area low. That's my only concern. My only concern. Yeah, Bitcoin. Bitcoin just hit 120. I'm pretty sure spot is probably if not close. Bitcoin was definitely running up this entire weekend. I wish I was. It would have been nice if I could have been uh, invested in Bitcoin when it was affordable. It would have been nice. Uh, Congratulations to anybody that's in Bitcoin right now. Congratulations. Congratulations to anybody that has a position in Bitcoin right now. Uh, I used to trade Bitcoin futures on this stream. Bitcoin futures is very similar to gold, except that, well, when I started trading Bitcoin futures, that's when gold was on a freaking tear. You couldn't sell gold. Gold was just going up and up and up. And Bitcoin, it just feels like it's a bear market most of the time. You sneeze the wrong way, and shorts work on gold or on Bitcoin. The reason why I stopped trading Bitcoin is because it was just too easy. There was no challenge. All you had to do was short Bitcoin futures, and it was a winning trade. It was definitely a winning trade. I had so many winning trades on Bitcoin futures. I did not feel challenged, and I stopped trading it. And I also didn't like the fact that it's low liquidity. Now it seems like Bitcoin is the complete opposite. Bitcoin likes to open up, it likes to gap down. It likes to open up and gap down. But now it looks like it's consistently opening up with gaps to the upside. So I'm guessing with all this uncertainty, everybody is moving, or at least these institutions are moving to Bitcoin. I know the Fed did say something. I think that may be the reason why we're starting to see currencies begin to move. But if you recall Powell's last, I think it was either at the FOMC conference or the conference where they had the board, I forgot which one. He says that they're making a move to the digital currency. They're just looking for a way to how to the best way how to handle it, which aka how can we control this? Which the whole point of cryptocurrency is for it to not be controlled. So a lot of people are speculating that the government is going to start you or let's not say the government, the quote unquote powers that be. You can launder money through cryptocurrencies because it doesn't trace back to anything. It's a great way to launder your money. Laundering your money through cryptocurrencies. If you're familiar with the show Billions, the last season, that's exactly what that guy did. But they almost caught him and he almost went to jail for that. But he laundered all his money through Bitcoin and or cryptocurrencies, which I think it was Bitcoin. I'll say this about Billions. I enjoyed that show. I hated when they replaced Axe with that new guy. What I hated more was that the show asked us to give this guy a chance. And I said, you know what? Let's give this guy a chance. Because, I mean, I guess the actor that plays Axe, I mean, he decided that he no longer wanted to play the character. So, all right, fine. We're going to give this guy a chance, right? And then in the last season, they completely destroyed the guy. So I just hated that. It's like all of a sudden now he's a narcissist. I guess they was trying to showcase him as Trump, and they was trying to say that if he has the nuclear codes, he'll blow the world. I'm like, what? Where the hell did all this come from? It's like I hated the last season. I absolutely hated it because of that shit. You gonna like why? Like why? I mean, his most loyal right hand man even betrayed him at the end. Or why? It was stupid. I hated it, but I hated the last season of Billions. I did. XRP. XRP is supposed to be another one of those cryptocurrencies that's supposed to get. Well, there you go. But that's not it though. XRP USD. Yeah, this thing is almost at $3. There you go. Freaking XRP is another one that you're supposed to be. I'm invested in XRP at 70.40 cents. So my portfolio is up. It is up. Only thing that I regret is that I didn't buy more when I saw this shit go up. But I have a nice little stake all the way down here at 40 cents. And I was able to get in. Or hold on, that's not it. That's not it. Or is it? That's not it. Is it? This is not the correct one. Yeah, I'm all the way down here. I'm all the way down here in the 40 cents. And so the highs was at $3. I'm not even looking at that at XRP at all. I'm gonna let this thing get up to like $20, $30 if it gets there. And I'm just gonna hold because I'm all the way down here. There's really no point in me even messing with it or even looking at it. I have a great stake. I just wish I just had more. My brother bought so many coins. I think he's up about 9, 10K, probably even more in his stake. I think I'm only up 5K in mine. I kind of wish I didn't sell some. I sold, I think I sold $100 worth back in the day because I was like, man, I think I had like $500 in it, I think. And I may have sold half of that because I was like, well, had $5 in it. And I said to myself, well, I mean, I'm not going to care if I lose $200, but I'm going to care if I lose five. So I just took half out of it. And 2 or 3 years later, that's when the shit pumps. And I wish I had my whole stake still in that damn thing, but I didn't. So I guess I'm happy that I'm in it, but I could have definitely been, I definitely could have had more. So, but XRP is definitely going to be, is a coin that everyone is looking at to get a pump, because apparently XRP already has the infrastructure in place. The only thing that these banks, these institutions needs to do is just implement it. And the lawsuit, I think XRP won it. I'm not sure, but that's kind of when we started to see this move up on XRP. So it would be nice if XRP can, if not $100 per coin would be awesome. If it can get to at least $100, that would be awesome. I don't expect a Ethereum or Bitcoin run, but shit, if it can get there, I definitely would be happy. What's up, Taven? So you're saying you're in ETH right now? Let's look at that. All right, so you're in the buys right now. Where are you in at? And where are you targeting? Yeah, that's definitely a good buy. You got a strong move to the upside. You got a pullback. They bought the pullback. So I think, and this ain't financial advice or nothing, but depending on your risk tolerance, and I mean, we can definitely see. I don't see why Ethereum doesn't get and retest these highs. I don't see why it wouldn't, or why it shouldn't. I mean, you got a triple top right here. We might get a rejection from this area, but if the bulls can hold that rejection, we can definitely run the liquidity above these highs for sure. And we can retest this high. But it's highly likely that eventually that we'll see a retest of this area right here. I mean, it's kind of obvious. I mean, if price runs this high, the next area of resistance is literally right there. So I guess if I was in, that's where I would target. Let's actually look at that. Got like a right there. Let me see. I'm pretty sure the measured move is going to line up. Yep, it lines up exactly right there. That measured move right there lines up exactly right at that area of resistance. So, 3036. Yeah, it should get there. Yeah, it definitely should get there. I don't see why it wouldn't. I mean, you're not going to hit resistance until about right here. But I'm pretty sure that it's going to trade right through that. And that range between 534 and about 700. I mean, why wouldn't it come up here? This is where the liquidity is. You got a strong high right here. I'm pretty sure at 41. I mean, these markets all do the same shit. They don't do nothing different. They don't do anything different. So depending on how long you're going to hold this position, this does look like the market is starting to break out of this small little range. So not only did we get a strong move in one direction, looks like the bulls bought the pullback. Looks like price has broken out of this range right here. Looks like we got a range break. So we could see another pullback into this range. We do got the EMAs sloping. The long, medium, and short-term EMAs are all starting to slope to the upside on the daily chart. So yeah, so we probably might get a push. The bulls have to hold that pullback somewhere in this range. We'll probably see if price doesn't hold inside this range, we'll probably get a sweep of this low right here. And then if we can see price close back above this range, this will be a great buying opportunity right there. If we can see a close back inside that range, that'll be a great buying opportunity for that longer term move back up to that supply area up there on top. So that's what I would be looking for sure. So you're in that. Yeah, that's a good spot, man. That's a great spot. Yep, that's exactly right, Baron. I mean, that was the biggest shift for me. That was definitely the biggest shift. Focusing on ranges and market structure. Liquidity moves this market. And trading instruments like CL opened my eyes to that because trading the indices before I made my move to CL. And it was a great, that was actually one of those divine interventions in my life. This is when I was trading on my work laptop. The company made a new change where I guess they didn't want that to happen, so they blocked everything. And I had to make a transition from that laptop to another laptop, which didn't have a lot of computing power, didn't have a lot of RAM. So, and this is when the NQ was super liquid. My charts would literally freeze up, and I wasn't able to trade the Nasdaq. So I had to transition from the Nasdaq over to CL. And that was definitely a tough transition. But CL definitely taught me how to trade. If there's any energy traders out here, commodity traders, you know that because they trade with so low liquidity, technical analysis is the only way you'll be successful. On the Nasdaq, you can kind of fight against the trend because the Nasdaq doesn't necessarily complete the move, and she doesn't do it the first time. She'll break down, she won't finish the rotation, she'll come right back up. You can get a good counter trend trade on the Nasdaq, and then she'll complete the move. Most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time. You're not going to get that type of movement in the commodities. They're going to, if they break structure, you trade against the trend, you'll just become a liquidity donation to the market. That's just how that shit is. And I had to learn that lesson before I became successful. He said you work for a major midstream provider. You're at the control desk right now? Okay. Oil? He said, oh, well, K Trader said oil is hard to trade. You're a pipeline controller? That's what's up. So do you trade CL, Baron? And CL is definitely she's been nice to me. It's just that she broke my heart, and because she doesn't have that same dopamine release that the Nasdaq has, after she did that to me, I just can't. I can't trade CL anymore. I just can't. You have traded CL? CL used to trade really beautifully back in the day. How gold is trading, that's how CL used to trade. You used to get beautiful movement like this on CL, but not anymore. Or at least not right now. We had one good summer of great trading on CL. And then for whatever reason, we stopped getting great price action in the New York session. And all the moves happened at from a time frame between 2 a.m. to about 5 a.m., 4 a.m. Central Time on CL. And obviously I'm in bed. So by the time New York comes in, it was difficult to trade CL, and it seems like she never really broke out of that model, I guess, because she still does the same thing. Gold, I mean, as soon as she opens, I mean, she's moving. I mean, this is how CL used to trade. But no, not anymore. CL doesn't move like this no more. Gold actually, well, I've recently become a gold trader, but when I was trading CL and I wanted to supplement, try to be cute, black gold and gold, I was trying to trade both gold and CL at the same time, and gold was, oh my god, gold never moved. I was like, how does anybody make money off this shit? How does anybody make money off of gold? But now gold, she's a mover. She's the baddest bitch in the game right now. She's one of the baddest. When the indices, when they're being undecided, they don't know what direction they want to trade in. Gold is moving. She's making her moves. Look at the Nasdaq. Look at the ES. Look at gold. And people have already made their money and locked out their accounts for gold already. That's how much she moved tonight versus the ES and the Nasdaq. So we'll see. We'll see what happens tonight. I do think that we will get price to at least trade back into the high. We'll at least get a retest of the high, I believe. It's highly likely. Unless price comes back to the 50 EMA here and we see a rejection candle. And then if we do see a rejection from the 50 EMA, then the next stop will probably be a retest of this low. So we'll see what happens here. Yeah, she definitely is, man. I've lost when I first when I transitioned over to gold from the Nasdaq, try to bring my Nasdaq tendencies, and it looks like a lot of Nasdaq traders has transitioned over to gold. I don't know why we all kind of made that decision, but Nasdaq has definitely transitioned over to gold, and you can see the Nasdaq behavior. You can see it in gold. You can see that this is obviously Nasdaq traders. Obviously. Just the craziness, the movement, the craziness, the choppiness, all this. This is definitely Nasdaq traders for sure. But you can't bring over those tendencies from the Nasdaq over to gold because shit. You try to sit here and try to long this because you're so used to it in gold or in Nasdaq. Yeah, this is exactly what's going to happen. You can see that once I see grinding, this is market participants trying to buy it as it goes down. You can sit there and buy gold all you want, but it's gonna get to its destination. And we all know that gold is unforgiving. She's not gonna come back. You can't beg and plead gold. She doesn't respond to none of that. She's gonna keep on going. So it's best to trade gold in areas of support and resistance, and don't fight against the trend with gold. He said you're in buys right now, waiting on a retest for oil, but gold, yeah, gold has definitely been nice. Yeah, I've definitely, I will say that I've become more comfortable trading gold than Nasdaq. I've taken a hiatus from Nasdaq for a while, kind of figure out. I wanted to figure out what I really wanted to do with Nasdaq. It's not that I can't trade Nasdaq. It's just that it's the mental part of trading Nasdaq. At least with gold, I know that there's a end. I know that it's highly unlikely for this thing to shoot up 10 million points without a pullback. I know that with gold. And if gold does continue, then I know that she's going to move like this. I know that if she is going to move past areas of support and resistance without a pullback, then there's going to be grinding, and more grinding. You know that. With the NASDAQ, man, this thing can just keep going. And then you thought you got out at the best spot, and then it just keeps going. And then she's so tempting to just get back in. It's like, you know, you got out too early, get back in. I mean, you want some more money, right? And shit, I mean, we all want more money. We all want it. And we get in, and somehow by the time we get in, it's the fucking literally the bottom. We're talking about you bottom tick a falling knife, and it's it's like you get in at 803, it goes down to 802, and then and all of a sudden now you're 80 freaking points, 90 points in the red. And it always seems to happen that way. I don't know why, but when it comes to the Nasdaq, that happens more often than not. And one of my biggest things with the Nasdaq is that, you know, I would get 60, 70, 100 points, and then I come back to the charts and the market moved up 500 points. And it's like, well, god damn. God damn. How the hell did I miss 400? How did I leave 400 points on the table? That was always my problem with the Nasdaq. Trading became gambling real quick. And once I start gambling, well, we all know what happens to the account after that. We all know. So that's why I took a break from the Nasdaq for a while to kind of figure it out. But I think, or at least I want to. I'm okay with how I'm trading the Nasdaq now. At least the structure of how I'm trading her. I got multiple profit targets, and I have a big runner that, you know, if it comes back and stops me out, is only one micro contract. But if price keeps going, at least I'm in the position, and I can manage that one micro position. So I think with that strategy, it's going to keep me out of trouble with the Nasdaq. At least I hope. I hope. Hey, yo, what's up, 500? Yeah, Nasdaq is definitely a temptress. She is definitely a goddess that requires sacrifice. And she definitely requires sacrifice. I think I may be good on this gold position. I'm gonna let this run overnight. I think I'm good. I mean, we had the bears fail. They failed to take out this low. They swept liquidity underneath that low. And and this is also a good thing, or this is also a plus about trading commodities, because stuff like the last week close, the value area low and highs, your swings, these things matter. These things matter. You know where you need to put your stop. You kind of know where you need to put your entry at. Honestly, what I should have did was just waited for this weekly close entry, but I kind of saw this pop up, and then I just kind of put my limit here, and kind of fell for it. But I think I should be good though. I think I should be good in this position, as long as they don't reject it off of this value area low right here. Should be good. I do see the 200 EMA and VWAP, and we could potentially see the market reject at this area, but I do see, at least on Bookmap, that they got a lot of heat around 380. That's around R2 right here, where VWAP is. We got that low at 378. Well, we'll see. Yeah. And that's the one thing about back testing though. And shit. Everything likes to work when you back test that shit. And I'm not talking about you, 500. I'm just talking about in general. Everything likes to work when you back test it. It's like, oh shit, that was an obvious. Man, it hit that level perfectly. But for whatever reason, that shit don't do that shit when it's live. It don't like to hit levels perfectly. It likes to run through the levels and shit. It's like, man, that would have been a great trade if I took it. But if you take it in real time, it don't play out the same way. It's kind of like they must change up the candles. Like as soon as it paints and you stop paying attention to it, it's like a covert team that rearranges the candles so when you back test everything works just to get you confidence so you can lose money in real time in the market. There's definitely a conspiracy. Definitely a conspiracy because that shit don't work in real time. Mm, all right. Yeah, the way that this thing is looking on the Nasdaq, it does look like price may have rejected again off of that 50 EMA. The only reason why I would kind of pay attention to if you're long in this, if you're long, and also for my gold position, it's the same thing. You know, price is below the 200 EMA, which is this gray line. Price is below the 200 EMA. And on the NASDAQ, price is below the 200 EMA. You just took a short on gold USD. You know, if I was a forex trader, I definitely would trade this because apparently this is the holy grail of trading right here. God, hold on, you took a short on this? You took a short? This is the daily chart though. Mm. Huh. Actually, let me look at a smaller time frame. Overall, this market is trending up overall. But you don't need me to tell you that. Okay. Yeah, that looks bearish on the 15 minute. Yeah, it looks like you can potentially get price to pull back to the 200 EMA potentially. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. Oh, it's a scalp. I'll look on the 1 minute. So you're in buys. 1 minute. Yeah. I see. I definitely see. And you're looking for a scalp. Yeah, that's definitely that actually looks exactly like gold right now. I mean, shit, this is actually like, dude, this looks exactly like gold. This looks exactly the same. Man, this is exactly the same chart right here. It's exactly the same. They're twins. So shit, if you took the short on gold USD, gold futures looks exactly the same. So you're hoping for a 33,490, 33,49. So you're looking for, yeah. I mean, yeah, if you break that low, you can probably even get lower than that. You can probably get lower than that. If we break this low right here at 53, you can definitely get lower than that. But if your target, if your plan says 49, then that's what I would target for sure. Because if you get a break of this low, there's nothing that's going to hold it. There's nothing that's going to save that. You're going to touch into these buyers stops, and we'll definitely get lower than that. And that's why I got my. I mean, I probably might get wicked out of this, but at the same time, I'm not too concerned about this position. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm not gonna cry over it, I guess. But I know that if this thing breaks down here, then I need to protect myself. Yeah, I need to be able to protect myself in that position. I wonder if that happens often. I wonder if gold USD and gold futures, if they have similar price action all the time. Because if that's the case, if their price action is very similar all the time, then I might could actually just reference this chart then. Yeah, that's good risk to reward right there. That's great risk to reward. Excuse me. Hmm. Yeah, I think so. And then tomorrow, oh yeah, I guess well, I guess maybe I should. Man, maybe I should. I mean, technically, the market opened up underneath this orb, and this was a 67-point drop to the downside. So we had price sweep the highs of the opening range on Friday, and we had the market open and sweeping the lows of the opening range on Friday. So this range, the opening range on Friday, the highs of the opening range was what? Let me look at this real quick to give an accurate statement. So the opening range was 958. The lows were 870. So, ooh, excuse me. If we do see price come back into it, 958 or somewhere around 958 is probably where we'll probably see some selling at this range high. Then we got this small little range right here. So, okay, so I'm actually going to be looking for a range between 930 and about 940. So, Baron, so what's your risk management like? Uh, do you leave your stop back or do you trail it as price goes in your position? You said 2:30 a.m. to 4 a.m. What are you talking about? You says like the first kill zone. What are you referring to? 500. Yeah, definitely Taven. I mean, if gold doesn't hold these lows, man, gold does not hold these lows. Shit, this thing is going right back down. I mean, we had gold, this parabolic move to the upside. Uh, you're waiting for a break of the lows. Okay, it's 90 minutes until 11:30 Eastern time. Yeah, and that's what you're looking for. 500. Yeah, we got the senior citizen. We got the golden sisters right now, not doing nothing. The golden sisters right now. Their senior citizen price action. You know, honestly, it would be nice if all sessions at least had some decent price action. It would be nice. This slow Asian session, whatever session this is now. Yeah. Price is literally at a standstill right now on both the ES and you know what? The way that this thing is looking, I was considering potentially getting into a long position at 61.75, but I don't know. I don't like it when price is just hovering because that tells me that if the buyers are holding this up as the bears are trying to sell it and they have all this momentum on their side, then we could potentially see a flash crash, potentially, because the market is going to tap into all the bull stops once they exhaust themselves, and it's just going to probably be like a flash crash where it just goes and runs all the stop and then it's going to pop right back up. So now that's kind of what I'm waiting for. That's kind of what I'm waiting for now. I won't be surprised if we see that, if I come back to the charts tomorrow morning and that's exactly what we see. Yeah, definitely. You say you trade ICT as well? Yeah. I mean, ICT is definitely goes to show, man. It definitely goes to show that either you want the legacy or you want the money. And what I mean by that is if you believe that if you have an edge in the market and you keep that edge to yourself, you'll definitely make money. But as soon as somebody else discovers that edge and they publish it as their own, they are the ones that will get the recognition and the glory. Regardless if how you feel about ICT in terms of like him, hate him. I mean, we all know that he's not a great trader, but the material that he's presented to the world, a lot of people can definitely say that they've made money using the system that he's provided to the world. I've definitely, before he was popularized and only a small group of people knew about him, once he popped up in, like, I saw him somewhere in like in a forum and I looked up his stuff, and if you can kind of get past the ranting that he likes to do, like his older stuff is quick and it's to the point. I actually watches this. I actually had his 2016 lectures, and that was the only ones that I watched. All the other ones, I couldn't watch it. He's just too ranty. But he was focused in his earlier work, and I definitely enjoyed his earlier work for sure. And now he's renowned in the training community. So love him, hate him. He's definitely immortalized. Am I saying that right? Anyway, he's definitely a pillar in the trading community for sure. Sharing his knowledge, or regardless if he created it or not, he brought it to a lot of people's attention. And it just goes to show that you'll make way more money sharing information than keeping it to yourself. Yeah, he does kind of as you can you can tell when he was getting more popular, and he's not the only one. It's whenever people get power, if you're not prepared for power, it will absolutely corrupt you. And you can definitely see it when if you go into his most recent work, you can just hear it that it's just an ego trip. He's being powered by BDE. You can just hear it versus his earlier 2016 work where it was focused. He was to the point. He was sharing this information. That's the type of information that someone would pay for and feel like they got their money's worth. His recent work is like, oh my God, dude, like what the fuck are you talking about now? Like what the fuck are you talking about? And if you paid for that, I was like, what the fuck? No. But yeah, power definitely corrupts. Absolutely. If you're not prepared for it. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna leave this position on. If I get stopped out, then I'll just make the money back tomorrow morning. Uh, I wish I got a better position down here, but yeah, I wish I got a better position. But it is what it is. I don't like my stop being so close to this low, but I'm not going to adjust it at all. Because like I said, this is an over exaggerated stop already as is, and I'm just not going to. Well, I'm not going to extend it. So either it hits my stop, which that would hurt my feelings, or we can see price kind of make a recovery here, and my profit target gets hit. So we'll see. Yeah, unfortunately, that is true. Unfortunately, that is true, and it's not unique to him. Patrick is very similar. Unfortunately, and this is just how us humans are designed for whatever reason, but people respond to that negative energy versus positive energy. Um, it's just how people are. People love people will love you and then they'll love to hate you. And they'll only love you again once you've actually reached your downfall. People are just like that. They're always looking for the next new thing, the next drama, the next controversy. Uh, that's why you're starting to see a lot of the celebrities now. They're sharing their controversies with you because that's what keeps them relevant. That's what keeps you talking about them. That's what keeps them on the top of your mind. Like, oh man, did you see what happened to this celebrity? Or at least in our case, what happened to this trader? Top Step and Patrick are suing each other. Oh my God, let's pay attention to that. That's just how we are, man. And unfortunately, if people want to stay relevant, they have to have constant controversy, unfortunately. Yeah. Or we won't talk about them. So, yeah, I appreciate that, Baron. Appreciate that. But I'm out of time for this session tonight. It's been a slow session. Price has definitely consolidated in this range. I do expect for the lows to get taken out. I do expect for us to break structure to the downside. But if we do get price to trade back up, then I'm looking for last week's close as a potential hot spot for bears. I don't think we get back above this trend line until we tap into some of these lower levels to kind of convince buyers to buy into it because we are kind of high. We haven't had really a significant pullback. If you look at previous price action, you can kind of see the bears. They've made attempts to try to sell this thing, but the bulls have just been aggressively buying this thing back up. This is their first actual successful breakdown from structure, and I think they're going to take advantage of this. So the bears are definitely going to be very aggressive. Same thing with gold. We are kind of high, but Gold has been super bullish right alongside Bitcoin. So uh, this is literally a 50-50 trade right here. The bears can obviously continue to trade this thing down, or the bulls can say that, you know what, we got the gap fill, we tapped into the weekly close. Let's try to buy this thing back up and let's try to go for these highs again, or at least try to trade back into this range. Um, we're just gonna have to see what happens. But all right, guys, that's it for me. We'll definitely come back tomorrow morning, and we'll definitely look for more opportunities to earn some more money. And with that said, peace out, everybody. Have a good night.